We want to talk about the Best Village Folk Theatre Finals, which is going on. It actually started on August 6th and will end on August 10th, 2018. It is taking place at Napa. And also to talk about the Folk Arts Festival, which will start on August 17th and go to the 26th of August. I have with me Program Manager for the Prime Minister's Best Village Competition, Mr. Keon Francis. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. Fine, thanks.
So the Best Village Folk Theatre Finals is going on. How is it going?
It's wonderful. You know, we had a late night last night, of course. But the performances have been really great so far, and I can't wait for the rest of the week. Yeah. Well, we have 2 performances a day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One starts at 6 p.m. The other starts at 9 p.m. All right. And we'll be having those again until Friday. So,
what do these performances entail?
Well, what we're having is the folk theatre finals, right? So the theatre, this is a chance for the groups who have qualified in full productions. So when I say full productions, we're talking about the music, the dance, the theatre, yeah, they're on stage, full set, saying what they have to say and communicating to the audience.
How has the reception been over the last few days for this?
It's been wonderful. I must admit, we had a bumper opening night, and we started off with Faizabad Connection, group from South, and South came up the road and represent in Napa. We had a full house in Napa, and the presentations have been really wonderful. I mean, the standard of the performances and the set building, it has indeed been quite high.
And it goes from the 6th to the 10th. So there are how many?
Yeah, so we have six more performances.
6 more performances. How many went?
4.
Right.
Right.
So
we have a total of 10 groups in the finals.
Right.
All right. So we have the 6 more groups to go. We'll be having performances from groups like Ebewi Dodo, Curab Folk Invaders, Performing Company, Are We People Theatrical Horizon, 5 Rivers Community Cultural Caravan, and some perennial powerhouses like Malik Folk Performing Company and Northwest Lavantil Cultural Movement.
When you talk about folk, what is that all about? What does that entail?
Well, when we talk about folk, we talk about the art, especially the artistic expressions of a people. All right, so things that have been handed down and passed on over generations and over time. All right, that's what we tend to refer to when we speak of folk. So when you look at dance, we have folk dance such as dances such as ballet and piqué, in music, well, of course, we have folk music, traditional folk music, things like mango, those type of songs, right? So when you talk about folk, that's the type of...
But do you think that is a dying art form? Focus on that?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a dying art form. It is a type of art form that requires support, all right? Because when art tends to move away from the popular culture, right, and the culture that we deal with every day, all right, it needs a little more support for people to be reminded of these forms. So I wouldn't say that it's dying, but definitely vehicles like the Prime Minister's Best Village Competition go a long way in preserving and ensuring that people remain aware of those type of forms.
And we actually do have some footage of some of the performances that would have gone by. So
yeah.
it looks exciting.
It is, and we have a wide range of topics that are usually discussed. On the first day, one of the productions actually dealt with the history of Best Village, right? And they personified Best Village as a woman, and then spoke about the trials and tribulations of this woman. So the directors and the writers and the actors, they put out a lot of work, and they have very interesting ideas and themes that they work with, and most definitely it will be very exciting.
And 6 more performances to go, so it's a lot to look forward to when it comes to that.
Yes, most definitely.
And then there is the Folk Arts Festival,
right,
which is different too.
It's not really different. What it is, it's the Best of Best Village Folk Arts Festival as well as the Larry V competition. So what we've done this year is that Now, the Best Village competition itself, there are a lot of categories, so it tends to be very long. What we've done is we are taking the best performances, the top 4 performances, even though the groups don't know who would have won in the various categories yet. We're taking the top 4 performances and we're programming them into concerts that we will be having throughout the 10 days. All right, so we're starting with folk presentation concerts on the Friday. That's also, so we're launching the National Patriotism Month this year with the Best of Best Village Folk Arts Festival. And then we have the Talent for the Laranive competition, which is still going on, Laranive competition, which is the Queen competition, so Miss Best Village. In the week from the 20th to the 23rd, we'll be featuring the top 4 out of the same theatre productions that we have running this week. We'll take the top 4 and we'll feature them on a day by themselves.
And the Best of the Best Village will take place at Sapa. So South is not just North people in Napa.
We're going down in South.
And that is good. You can bring communities together as well in doing that.
Well, yeah, we definitely try to do that, especially with our approach this year. It was very community focused. We're trying to really not get back, but reinforce our presence in the communities and really build on the community activities.
But how is this Best Village competition going to help people after and help develop Trinidad and Tobago? Because it can just be people going and doing that, and that is it. And I mean, you can learn things from it. As you mentioned, the history of Best Village that was reenacted. What are some of the other topics as well? And how is it going to translate into benefit Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, let's say the competition benefits the country on a number of levels. First of all, you can look at it as purely a community activity, something that happens in the community that occupies the youth, all right, and gives them something productive to do. And as we know in our country, especially at this time, that's always something that you want to have, all right? But also what it does is it encourages the remembrance and perseverance of our folk traditions and our ways of life. And these things build a sense of, that sense of identity, all right? And help people to really remember and understand who we are and where we came from, all right? Which is something that's always necessary in terms of trying to bind and keep our country together and focused on moving forward, all right, and building as a people.
Yeah. Because there is a cost, of course, that would be attached to it. And people may be saying it's the Prime Minister's Best Village competition. That means that it's going to be state funds, if that is the perception, if that perception is correct.
Yeah.
And, you know, we need to see some benefit for Trinidad and Tobago. It just can't be that we're spending money behind this and it's just not working.
Yeah, most definitely. So a large part of what we're implementing now and how we're more or less adjusting, not so much adjusting the focus, but looking at the model of Best Village is really how it impacts on the community, how it develops the skills within the community. So it's not just you're going to learn the dance. We want to develop choreographers and directors and lighting designers and lighting technicians, so that we actually can develop that core of skills relating to performances, performing arts, and the industry that we can call on and develop over time.
And have you seen development of individuals over the years?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I'm fairly new to the position. Well, I am new to the position. I started this year, but I came out of the Best Village, out of the competition, and there are a lot of people who come out of the competition, all right, who go on to perform or go into art-related fields. Right, or even move out of the arts, but credit, a lot of them, their sense of self and upbringing and conscientiousness to the Best Village program.
And it's important for young people to be involved in something positive because, we always hear youth involved in crime and criminality and, it's not doing well. So this is a good avenue, as you mentioned.
Most definitely.
All right. So I need to get again the information as to what is taking place and what is to come.
All right. So currently what we have is the Folk Theatre Finals. All right. So that's the full productions as being completed this week. So we have 2 shows a night, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. at the National Academy of the Performing Arts. That will be going on till Friday, the 10th. And on the 10th as well, there will be a jewelry explosion. So we're having a craft market on the same day, right? So patrons can feel free to come in a little earlier and take in the craft, and craft will be there in the foyer area.
And they will be able to purchase as well?
Yes, they will be able to purchase, all right, at this jewelry explosion. And then from the 17th, we are launching National Patriotism Month with the Best of Best Village Folk Arts Festival. And that's where you'll be able to get samples of all the best performances, the folk theatre, which are the full productions, as well as individual items in folk dance and folk music and literature, etc., drumology, tassa. We'll have shows from the 17th to the 26th, and it will be all, you know, coming to an end in a grand fashion at the Le Grands Affair, which is the La Renrive Queen competition, where they'll be featuring their gowns.
Yeah.
All right.
And ticket information?
Tickets will be available from the 13th of August. That's for the Folk Arts Festival, right? It will be available on the 13th at Napa and Sapa box office. This week there are no tickets for the. This week is not a ticketed event,
right?
So it's open to the public. You come in and you get a seat. We have this huge facility in Napa. It's wonderful. There's space. Just come in.
And how can people get more information?
Well, you can visit the Ministry of Community Development website, which is the cdca.gov.tt. You can check out the Ministry of Community Development on Facebook. All right. And you can also call. You can call in at 625-6088.
So people can get all the information
all
they
the
want.
information that they need.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Keon Francis, the Program Manager, Best Village Folk Theatre, the Prime Minister Best Village Competition. Thank you very much for joining us. We now take you to your travel weather forecast.